Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin and right now it's time to answer some questions. I'm not going to talk about our terrible internet in this video. I did that in a Tales of Lumin episode recently, so you can check that out if you want to hear about that. I want to keep this focused on the questions and, well, something slightly more positive, I suppose. So we're going to jump straight in while listening to Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack. How amazing is this? You probably can't hear it very well, but I can, so it's going to keep me upbeat. First one's from Lockie. Lockie. You've probably answered this before, but which are the first few games that you played in your life? Have you tried or seen Ultima Underworld 1 or 2? Come on, Lockie. Do you not know me? I live for Ultima. Oh, man. I remember us receiving a EA Classics disc with the first proper PC we got. We got a 486, an IBM 486, and this disc had Ultima Underworld on it. It had The Savage Empire on it, which was amazing. Ultima 7, The Black Gate. It had Theme Park, Transport Tycoon, and then a couple of other. It was an amazing compilation of games, and that's really where we got started. I played some stuff before that, some slightly more basic stuff, but that was my real introduction to proper gaming, and those were proper games. They really were. Ultima Underworld, man, I was actually, at that point, I was really young. Okay, I must have been, what, like 12, 11, 12, 13, I don't know, around there. And I was too afraid to play Ultima Underworld alone. I was terrified of that game. The first little room where you spawn and there's like a rat there that you gotta, oh my god. I never really got past that. I'll be perfectly honest. It took me a great many years to actually get out of that room, just for fear of the dark and dying and everything else, because first person games, it was something else. Like Ultima 7, I played that. Okay, I played that so many hours, hundreds of hours probably. That was different because it was from the top down, and if something scary was happening, if something like was chasing you or whatever, then you could kind of see it coming. But first person games, oh man, it's a new frontier, and it was scary as hell. Okay, so we started on that, and man, it was fun. Okay, it was so good. And then obviously there was a good mix. Like I had some strategy / simulation stuff on there. The first person games, the RPGs, it was amazing. It was quite possibly the best introduction to gaming ever. Played a lot of that. Then, as I grew a little bit older, I started to play. I started getting used to the first-person stuff. We played Duke Nukem 3D. We moved into town here from the farm we were living on, and then an internet cafe opened that had PCs on there. And then I started getting more competitive with what I played, and that was when Duke Nukem 3D started becoming a thing. I was really good at Duke 3D. Shadow Warrior, Blood. I don't know if you guys remember that. Those games. And that was around the time of GTA 1, probably? I don't know, I can't remember. But there was obviously a lot of... I played a lot of games. And then things moved on from there to the 3D first-person shooters. Like, oh wait, 3D. Okay, they're all 3D. But things like Counter-Strike, Half-Life. Obviously, when Half-Life came out, I've told this story like a million times. It was the most exciting thing ever. I was playing it on... what is it, like 400 by 300 resolution on our old PC, and it was the most glorious thing ever, because that game, it looked so good, and it was so great to play. So, played a lot of Half-Life. Then, the competitive side of things was Team Fortress 1, and Counter-Strike, and all that other stuff. And then it obviously moved on from there, and because I played so much Duke, then Counter-Strike and those things, they came naturally to me. And then Quake 1, obviously, and Doom happened. Well, Doom happened before that, but Quake 1 was... I didn't play so much Doom. I played a lot of Quake 1, a lot of Quake 2, and when Quake 3 came out, my life just ended. Threw myself at that. Anyway, there you go. So, first few games I played, that EA Classics disc. For the first proper games I played. So there you go. Clay Bear. Hey Lumin, I remember a while back you mentioned you were thinking about doing a cooking video series similar to your pumpkin pie, which was awesome, by the way. Thank you. It was awesome, because I got to eat it. Any more thoughts on that, or has it taken a bit of a back seat for now with the internet issues? Well, it's pretty much exactly that. Everything has taken a back seat. I recently made some amazing oat cookies that I'd like to make again. We actually have an air fryer now. We never had an oven before. Like, we had an oven, it broke, and then we, for the last year and a half or longer probably, we never got it fixed, and we just used the microwave and the steamer and whatever else we had at our disposal, the stove plates and stuff. But now recently we got an air fryer from my parents, and it has been great. It's like an oven, just it's very small, and it uses air and an element to bake things. I want to say bake because it's pretty much identical to an oven, so I can actually make stuff in there now. Made cookies. They were good. So yeah, I'm seriously hoping that I can do stuff like that again soon. I know you guys enjoyed it. I mean, I know I enjoyed it too. So, Patrick Harrison, when will that Witcher 3 playthrough begin? Well, same answer as the previous one, really. I actually had so many issues with Witcher. I was completely put off by that. I think that my best course with something like Witcher is maybe to play it when I can stream one day. Have a schedule and kind of try. There's actually a not a question, but a comment coming up in the next 2 here about streaming and schedules and stuff. But I'd like to do something like that, and I'd like to make space for playing some single player games on stream as well. So look forward to it. It will happen at some point. D Xerix. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying it like that or something. Just saw that Evoland 2 is out. Any chance you'll be playing through that? The first Evoland Let's Play that you did was a lot of fun. I did enjoy Evoland. It was actually quite good. It didn't get terrible views. It was probably worth it. I'd say it was worth it. But I don't know. Evoland 2, I think that they went a whole lot further with it, and it's a whole lot longer. If I'm not mistaken, the game is something like 20 to 25 hours long. Maybe if you speedrun it, it's a bit shorter. So right now, it's just not that easy for me to fit it in. It's an offline game, so I could probably record it and then try upload it over time. But I don't know. I'm gonna need some stuff, some games to play through when I want to make, when we hopefully move, and I want to make like a whole bunch of videos ready for upload, and then I can just push them all out when there's no other content going up on the channel, because we're going to be in the process. So that's definitely on my list. I liked Evoland 1 so much. It was so much fun to play. It was a really good game, and those guys were really creative with what they did with it. So hopefully Evoland 2 is as good, as special. I've not really seen much of it. Like, I didn't even know it was coming. Okay, to be perfectly honest, I did not know it was coming. I saw In the Littlewood was playing it, and that was the first I had heard of it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind doing something with that at some point. Next one is from Zupao. I still am not sure that's how it's pronounced. Our guild calls him Zippo now, which is just that disrespectful. Okay, it's disrespectful. It's one of our guild mates, pretty much our raid leader. Hey Lumin, I thought I'd just give you a tip about streaming. As much as you'll want to stream at varying times and make sure everyone across the world can see you live on some days, as a full-time streamer, schedules and fan bases are important. People will want to have reliable times every day that their favorite streamer will be live, so that they know that they can tune into them and they'll know when to expect the stream to start. Also, your view base will start building from people that are able to watch your stream at times that you are live, whether that means you're not at work or at school or anytime or whatever. They will not become consistent followers, and eventually they'll become consistent followers and eventually subs. They won't become and eventually subs if they can't count on you being live at those times. Okay, so that's pretty damn true. Okay, and I get that. So essentially, before doing any funny stuff, you must build your viewer base through consistency and reliability. Hope you find this useful. That is like possibly the best tip that anyone could ever receive about streaming. I said in my Tales of Lumin episode recently that I was watching this ATLC Hearthstone tournament, and in that, Amaz was talking a little bit about streaming and his schedule, and he said literally exactly the same thing. The most important thing is having a schedule, sticking with it, and not letting people down. you know, being consistent. I mean, it's the same with YouTube. It really is the same with YouTube. And everything you've said here is 100% on point. It's correct. And it's something that I'm going to have to think about a lot. Because you obviously want to try and have your streams at times where the most people can benefit from them. But I think everyone around the world tries to do that. So it's going to be tough choosing a time and sticking with it. Like, I've got a lot of other stuff in my life that goes on, and I'm pretty sure that that stuff will continue when we go overseas. Like, I need to walk Nero. I obviously want to spend some time with my wife. We go to the gym. We do stuff like that. So I will try and figure out what would be best, what time would be best, and I think that I will try and stick with something at first, like you say. Maybe, like, you know, maybe on weekdays you do this set of times, and then on weekends you maybe change them a bit, make them a bit longer, you know, something like that. You kind of modify it a little bit, because obviously on weekends people have more time / less time. They have different times. They're not at work and stuff like that, so you can obviously modify stuff over the weekends, but it's a lot to think about. It really is, and it's something that I can't wait to throw myself into. It's basically something that I'm so excited about, and I just can't wait to get started on. Everything streaming related, I know nothing about it. Like, I don't even know how to set up to stream. I know that you can just start streaming in, like, NVIDIA Shadowplay, but I'm not going to use Shadowplay to stream. I hear that XSplit and OBS, I think, are the better ones. XSplit probably being the best of the lot. And this is all stuff that I'm going to have to learn on the fly when I do it. I mean, I'll obviously read up a whole lot about it before I get started, and I'll make sure I know what I'm doing. I need to make, like, overlays, and oh, man, I'm excited about it. I seriously am. And just think. I'm done. I can't. Elisa Lawson. Are you going to take cute little Nero with you when you move? How could you ask that? How? Of course! I have 2 dogs, an Alsatian and a Collie, and couldn't imagine moving away from them. Hope you and Nero and your wife are doing well. We are doing quite well. I mean, we are a little frustrated by the internet, obviously. But I'm not going to talk about that here. Obviously, we're taking Nero with. It's going to cost a lot. It's going to be a lot of effort and so much stress. I can't imagine shoving Nero in a carrier cage crate thing and actually leaving him at the airport so that someone else can take him and put him in the car. If I had a choice, I would be the one pushing that trolley with a crate on into the cargo hold of the plane, and then I'd quickly run up and jump into my seat. Or, better yet, I would get in the cargo hold with him. Okay? I would do that. Seriously. It's gonna be so stressful. I have a number of a lady, hopefully by the time we move it'll still be valid, who does the pet travel stuff for, like, the entire country here. She's like the head of the department. I was lucky getting a number from the local vet here, and gonna speak to her and make sure we do everything right. But he's obviously going with us. It's literally the most important thing for both myself and the wife. He's right here behind me. He's going with us, of course. He's gonna enjoy it immensely. Tell you that right now. Excitement, not the actual traveling, but when we get there, it's gonna be nice. Navina Weiss. So, Lumin, here's sort of a blast from the past question for you. This is not a blast from the past question. This is a weekly question that I receive. I mean, man. I finished rewatching your LP of Skyrim for the 5th time now, and I got curious. Wow. That's, like, thank you. You probably made up most of the views on it. I really appreciate that. And man, the fact that you liked Skyrim, so all of you liked Skyrim so much. And I got curious. Why you never uploaded episode 200 for it? Oh man, I need a moment. Episode 200 of Skyrim. My god. I don't know. You promised and it never got released. Is there a chance we get it? Maybe some special occasion? Man, right now it would be the most special occasion. How long has it been? Has it nearly been 3 years? 2 years? No, not 3 years. 2 years now? It's been a while, okay? It really has. I promise I will get around to it. I actually still have Skyrim on my PC. Believe it or not, I've still got Skyrim. I might need to update it if there have been any updates. Still on my PC. Man, I will have to do something so special for that episode. I don't even know. I mean, episode 199, that was like 2 hours and some change, wasn't it? That was intense. That was so long. But what do you do for the big episode 200? What do you do? I will be perfectly honest and tell you that what I wanted to do was, and this was my plan at first, okay? When Elder Scrolls Online became a thing, I wanted to somehow link the two series together. So I wanted to do like a normal episode, and then it would morph into like a machinima type thing where my character gets sucked into Elder Scrolls Online, and then it sort of starts there again and it keeps going so that it never ends. But I never got around to doing that, and I thought that would be great. Of course, like that would be amazing. So that would have been worthy of episode 200, I think. So it would have been some Skyrim, this transition, some ESO, and then a promise of many hours of future content. But I never got around to that. I'm still thinking about it. But it'll happen, okay? It'll happen. Tali Zora Naraya. I must prepare myself because there's some real Mass Effect slang and lingo coming up here. Okay, here's my question for you. What made you want to do YouTube? Was it for fun? To see your own videos online? Or did you always intend on it becoming a serious full-time job? So, that's for the question. There's more after this. I guess I'll just read through it. I hope that Borscht of an engineer finally fixes your internet connection troubles. If not, I'll send Chiktika Vaspors over to fix it for you. Kila Salai Lumin. Man, it makes me, I want to play Mass Effect right now. My God. This, combined with the fact that I follow Freddie Prinze Jr. on Twitter, it just constantly puts me in the mood for Mass Effect. He did the voice for James Vega, for those wondering. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. But this just gets me in the mood for Mass Effect. Every time. Every time I just see your name. Tali. There. Bam. Done. Oh, Mass Effect. Okay. So, the question. I just thought, like, what if I did something like this? This was for the news episodes that I did. I mean, first I did this giveaway competition / thing. I don't even know what it was. But after that, like a little while after that, I thought, and I was playing StarCraft 2's beta, and there was some local news that I wanted. I just paused the music. Local news that I wanted to get out there because people were like clueless, and I thought to myself, what if I tried to be like a news anchor for StarCraft news? And then I did that, and it was so bad, but people liked it so much. And then I was like, well, it's so fun, that's nice. And I get to stand in front of this camera, and it was bad, okay, it was real bad. But I just sort of thought, like, what if I did that, and I thought that this was something that no one's doing yet. And I was the first person to do it. I mean, I take full credit for being the very first person to do that kind of thing for, like, the Blizzard games and stuff. And I think it probably would have been a good thing if I had, like, continued with it consistently over the years. But I mean, I did a bunch of other stuff. I continued with Newsman. Well, it started off as StarCraft Pulse, then just went to Pulse, then it transitioned to Newsman. And I mean, I'm still continuing with that and stuff, but it would have been interesting if I had still been doing that and I was still consistent with the news episodes and stuff. I'd love to know how it would have looked at this point, how good I would have been at it, because I'm still not amazingly good at talking to the camera and presenting things in a flowy, natural fashion. I'm curious, of course. I'm curious as to how it would have been. But that's how I got started, and I don't know, from there, it sort of went into me being the StarCraft guy locally, because I did a lot of StarCraft. Then I got invited to shoutcast games and stuff like that at local events, and then I started uploading games that I shoutcasted, and so on and so forth. And that was obviously a lot of fun too. Yeah. And it just went from there. basically. Free kill EMP. Emperor, maybe? Free kill Emperor? I don't know. I really missed the vlogs you made on the path by the sea. Do you think you're ever going to do that again sometime? Yes, definitely. I want to do that again before we move, for sure. Because, I mean, we're going to move away, hopefully, and not come back here really soon. So it would be nice if I could do a lot of that kind of thing before we go. And just make like a video archive of what life was like here or something. I don't know. For us as well, personally, to just be able to look back on. We'll see how it goes. See what I do. See when I get around to it, I guess. But it's something that I'm also planning. It's not a surprise. It's not a mystery or anything. I'm gonna do it at some point. Don't worry. I just don't really know when yet. Right now it's winter. It's always way too windy out there. Well, I'm not sitting here in a t-shirt. It's actually pretty warm today. But most days it's way too windy and cold and rainy and wet and stuff. But it's actually spring. I lie when I say it's winter, but it still feels like winter. In the next month or two, weather should be much better. I should be able to head out there again. I mean, I'm still rocking the iPhone 4, standard iPhone 4. Same phone I've had for all these years. I got it back when I went to Blizzard for the first time. Was that in 2012? 2011? A long time ago. I've had this phone for a long time now, and it's not so great at recording anymore. Maybe I'll use Helene's phone. I mean, the difference between the iPhone 4 and the 4S is huge. I would love, and this is now me going off on a tangent, that was the last question, but I would love to at some point get myself an actual new device. I saw the announcement of the iPad Pro, and man, that is the iPad for me. It's massive, and it would be amazing for Hearthstone. Imagine how nice it would be playing Hearthstone on that thing. Oh, and watching movies and stuff. I would love it. Seriously, it would be great. All the new iPhones, I guess. Like the iPhone 6s Plus. I think that's the new one. That's a 6s Plus. Is that a thing? Or is it just the 6s? Is there no Plus version? I don't know. That would be pretty good as well, because it's quite big. So, that would be nice. But, yeah, like I said, going off on a tangent. I'm done. Those were all the questions. If you have any questions for the next Q&A, which should be up in 2 weeks, please feel free to leave them below. About anything, really. About games, about the internet, about our life here, about Nero, anything. Leave them below, and I'll get to them next time. So that's it. Check back here soon for more. Give it a like, share it, and do all your stuff. Most importantly, though, thank you for the questions. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the answers. Happy that.